HBs! Welcome back to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two BFFs recap the plot of romance novels while finding delight in each other and being awe-inspired by the talent, heart, and tenacity of romance authors. Let's start today off with a Patreon shout-out. Tabitha B, you are descended from Dogoda, a Slavic deity who has been called the wind god of compassion. Dogoda is associated with love and abundance, and your loved ones feel that in spades. You also inspire growth in others because Dogoda was known for bringing gentle western breezes, which ushered in change. Ever wondered about your creative streak? He is the wind that shapes the clouds into pictures and patterns, delighting everyone who sees them. And if you like a bit of whimsy, you're going to love this. Offerings for Dogoda were rarely material. Rather, they were happy dances and songs dedicated to him. Who needs stuff, right? Let's savor the experiences of living joyfully. Make sure you visit patreon.com/Heaving Bosoms podcast to check out all our bonus content, as well as extra goodies like the shoutout you just heard. Also, since KissCon has been delayed until August 28th through 30th, you have plenty of time to get your limited edition meetup merch. I'm also going to include links to all of our socials in the episode description, so head on over there and give us a follow. We give excellent content. And now, we have part 2 of Rebel by Beverly Jenkins. Here we go. One,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7. Hello. Hi, Erin. Hi. Wait, what are we doing?
Usually you let me say 8, but you said 7 and then you started right away.
Yeah, I did. I started, though. It's so weird. Hi, Erin. Hi.
Oh, Melody. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I think I scared myself into being a normal person. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. How are you? I have banter.
Great. Yeah, tell me
Are you
everything.
ready?
Yes.
I've been waiting to tell you this because it's so good.
Ooh.
All right. So you know how we did Embark for Goat and Rooster and we got their DNA?
Yes.
And Goat is like all the best dogs plus Yorkie, like all the biggest, most majestic dogs plus like 20% Yorkie and like 8% wolf. She's wolf. So we did that a long time ago. And then like last week, we got this message from Embark saying that they'd found a sibling of goats, a full sibling or parent.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then the person who owns that sibling or parent reached out to us, and it's a dog that looks just like Goat, only black.
Oh.
And his name is Marty.
Hi, Marty.
And she said, I know.
So wait, he doesn't also speak Spanish?
Oh, no, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, sorry.
So, Marty lives in Colorado, but she messaged us and told us all these facts about Marty, and then she was like, we'd really like to know about Goat to figure out if they really are from the same litter.
Yeah.
And so she's in Colorado, but she got Marty from a shelter in Roswell, New Mexico.
Whoa.
And it was an Air Force family who was moving, and they had 2 dogs, Marty and a quote-unquote corgi, and they took the corgi with them on their trip, but they had relinquished the other one.
Okay.
But like, Goat looks just like a corgi.
Yeah.
And there's Air Force bases there and here. So I think it's real. And like, New Mexico, there are a lot more Spanish speakers there than here in Anchorage. So I think it's like probable that these dogs, they're brother and sister.
Whoa!
She has a sister or brother.
She's a brother.
She's a sister.
Hello.
We have a wedding to go to in the same town in Colorado where she's at in September.
Nice.
But I don't want to be too weird. I don't want to be like, can I come to your house?
Can I come meet your dog?
Yeah, is that weird?
I mean, they reached out to you.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But what's worse is like Goat never seen. Oh. And they were both 4 when this happened in New Mexico. And then Goat was 6 when we got her and is now 8. So if they are siblings, they lived together for 4 years.
Whoa.
Like half her life she spent with this other dog. So we could bring her and they could meet and they could play, but wouldn't it be sad to be like, and now we're going to go home and you're never going to see this dog
like
ever again?
Not
it would be so
them.
sad.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be so happy for them to see each other again? I just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard.
I know.
I feel like you shouldn't, though. I feel like you shouldn't. What if they really want to spend the rest of their days together? You know what I mean?
And then we have to and then also there's the stress of going on a plane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish she could just tell me what she wants.
I know.
Go, we found your brother. What do you want us to do?
Oh,
so hard.
Also, this does sound like the same family that would just get a new dog and so get rid of their other dog.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds,
that tracks.
And they're the right age, too. Anyway, that's my banter.
Wow. I mean, dogs have tons of siblings, but to find one?
Uh-huh.
How
Rooster,
funny.
no family to speak of.
No.
Rooster's a lone wolf.
That's right.
Although she's not at all a wolf.
In her heart, she's a wolf, and that's what matters, Erin.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right. Should we get back to this book?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Because when we left them, they had just had some lemonade.
The lemonade.
And seen that treehouse, Erin, and they talked about the things they would do in the treehouse, and he was talking about a courting. Oh, sexy man.
All right, so then he goes to go see his mistress, Josephine.
Yeah, and he's thinking about breaking it off.
All right. Ms. Bev does 2 big convenience in this book.
Yeah.
One of them is this. He shows up at the mistress Josephine's house, and she's already packing to leave to go to Mexico City because she's already found a richer Spaniard man that will pay her more to be his mistress. And so she's like, I was going to tell you at the theater tomorrow because we were going to the theater, but I'm telling you today. And do you still want to go to the theater? And Drake's like, not really. And she's like, okay, fuck off. I've got to pack more. Right. Goodbye. And everybody's cool with it. And it's not an issue.
It's great.
The end. Okay. So Josephine, out of the way.
He's got a family party anyway. So he can't go to the theater anymore.
So then we have lunch. Drake has lunch with his friend Hugh. And Hugh is a white guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I would like to read a Hugh book for sure.
Big heart beats out of my chest for
white
Hugh.
Dude. And he has a group that's called the American Good Dudes. I don't know. Yeah. American Good Guys. That's what they're called. And
that's what they are.
Allies.
They are an equality-loving people.
Yeah.
That are very hot.
And he's got some kind of job that does involve a rail car. And he's like, hey, Drake. Just let it be. I don't know.
No,
it's a job.
I'm with you.
And he's like, hey, Drake, you want a couple of these rail cars, me to drag them down with my bare hands. I don't understand how we move rail cars in 1867, but there was a word that I didn't know that they said that they were going to use to do it.
Yeah, it was like a plow.
No, it was like a word I never heard before.
An oxen team.
I don't know. So they drag. So he's like, I'll give you these boxcars, and then you can use them to build a school for your lady who you clearly love. To impress
your lady.
He says to score points with the school teacher. And he's like, I'm not trying to score points with the school teacher. And he's like, okay.
And he was like, okay, pal. Yeah. Good call. All right. Nice
But they talk about the murder of Daniel Downs and what they're going to do about it. And, what can be done. Because only his family witnessed it. And no one will do anything. Okay. We're back with Valinda. She's opening up.
Wait.
What?
We skipped over the meeting.
Oh, is it the meeting next?
Yes.
Maybe after he has a meal with Hugh, they then go to the meeting.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the meeting of the Republicans of the Schmurschmurs, right?
Oh, shoot. Oh, let's find out what they were called.
The council.
After reading his fill. Yeah, to attend the council meeting.
Yeah.
So this council is made up of veterans, freedmen, and a few trusted Black Republican Party members.
Yes. But I don't know what their official name is.
I think it's just the council because they're very Darkwing Duck about it.
Yes. This is a Darkwing Duke for sure.
That's correct.
A cape This is a swish.
This is a caper.
This is a swish in the night.
Disappear into smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they basically outline what has happened with Daniel Downs, and they've decided they all vote that they're going to do something about it. But it's very cryptic what they're going to do about it.
Yeah. But it's going to be sexy, and probably they're going to have good reasons.
It's also it's going to be a reasons, but it's also going to be a disturb. It was also
it's going to be a murder. I'm into it. They got reasons, though. And you know how I feel about that.
Okay. We've got Valinda. She is opening up a French door and stepping out onto her bedroom veranda.
Onto her terrace, you guys.
So she's thinking about what it would be like to kiss him. She has a nap. She has a bad dream about her dad dragging her through the streets from a carriage.
Oh. And there's like a man's face she can't pinpoint, but she knows is like in her past, and it's awful. And so she wakes up and she's basically not slept.
Yes. Oh, because she gets a wire. She gets a wire from Cole, which is the old times way of saying a text. She does get that text from Cole that says, I'm going to be there real quick. I'm in Maryland right now. Our ship just
taking the train to you.
Sailed up to Maryland. We're on our way. We're going to be there in a couple of days. And then she has that dream. So then the next day at breakfast, she's all like bedraggled and she's haggard. And they're like, are you okay, Valinda? And she's like, yeah, I just had this bad dream. Also, totally unrelated, you guys. I got this wire from my fiance that says he's going to be here in a couple days. And Drake even says, like, is that why you had the bad dream? And she's like, no.
No. Okay, no. Why. All right. Yeah, stop pooping on Cole. Cole's great. All right.
So then, where are they even going that he offers to give her a ride on Havana, his stallion?
Sable's house. She's going to go teach those orphans.
Oh, she's going to go meet those orphans.
That's the one.
Ooh, so
man, you guys. So he does a big pick her up
like
and
the
put her on
the heroin she is, and I don't mind at all. Picks her
loved
up.
It.
Yeah. And puts her on that stallion, and she's like sideways, but like in front of him. And she's like, I would rather walk beside the stallion. And he's like, well, I would like to get there today. So you're going to be on the stallion.
I'm not minding you being all pressed up against me. He basically says.
She says,
he says that too.
She says, I think your pirate blood is taking advantage of the situation. And he says, lean back so we can go. I'll be on my best behavior. Every inch of her longed to experience his nearness, if only for the short 2-mile ride. And in the end, the longing won out. She leaned against his strong chest and prayed her clothing didn't catch fire as he urged Havana forward. Comfortable? He asked, while keeping the stallion to a walk. Val looked up and said, I thought you wanted to get there in a timely manner. I do, he says, but I also want to enjoy your company. And then she talks about his smell and his muscles. It's very hot.
It's so hot, you guys. This thing smolders.
She says she asks him to please be respectful when Cole comes and not be an asshole to him.
Yeah, be nice to Cole. He doesn't deserve your stupidity.
Yeah, totally. Like, she's totally, yes. But he's kind of like, well, maybe. And she's like, no, I'm really serious. Please be nice to Cole. He is my fiance and my BFF, and I'd really appreciate this. So he pokes it a little bit and asks if she likes his kisses. And she reveals that he only kisses her on the forehead and the cheek.
Yeah. And she doesn't. She's never been kissed.
Oh, no. Does she say? She doesn't say that then. She
no.
That's
afterwards.
His business to her.
Yeah,
and then she says to
business.
us that it's just foreheads and cheeks kisses.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but it happens soon. So then they show up at the orphanage. And Drake is the uncle that they all love.
It's just a bunch of kid bullshit. They jump on him. It's fine. He's good with kids, guys. Herbs.
He's so good with kids. And my ovaries exploded.
Herbs. He says, do you want to ride the bear? They all jump on him and fine.
He roars in the cutest way. And it's adorable. So then she does a whole teach of them that day. And then she does a hangout with Sable. Man, look at us.
Yeah, right there. Sable talks about how she's looking for her brothers or her brother and sister. Since slavery ended, since freedom, she can't find them. It's great. Okay.
And then I think Valinda asks her about her love match, basically.
Yeah.
How do you like your love match? And she goes, well, I really, really like it. And that says something because I even like it right now when I'm super fucking pissed at Raymond. And
Raymond comes in.
Like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I see you're still mad at me, because she's sort of like giving him the cold shoulder. And she's like, I do not appreciate it when you punch people. And he's like, well, I do not appreciate it when bad poets try to tell my wife that they love her. Okay? You don't have to punch people who hit on me, but I am most certainly going to punch people who hit on you.
Yes.
And then he says, how about after dinner, I'm going to bring you home and I'll get on my knees and beg your pardon. And Valinda's sitting there like, I do not think that means what I think that means.
Is it bad games?
But I don't know what it means.
Is bad games?
What? No, yeah. She's like, I wonder why he's like on his knees and like why that makes the begging better or something. But also she's noticing that Sable is like blushing like crazy. And then they do some making out and then he fucks off. And she looks at her, Sable looks at her, and she reiterates, because earlier she was like, sometimes I just want to hang him out on the clothesline and just leave him there. And she's like, you need so many clotheslines with these Levesque men.
It's so great. So then Juliana's husband, Henry, comes. They have this big dinner and nothing really happens. It's just a nice family party. Melody.
Does Henry come or does Henri come?
Oh, God. I was like, we are not talking about this party, bitch. I know that look and I'm not doing it. All right. Henri shows up. Okay.
Henri.
And then after the dinner. You okay?
Yeah, fine. After
the dinner,
they go out to the gazebo again. I love a gazebo. And I love this gazebo.
She's going up to her room and she says, good night, Drake. She was on her way out of the room when she heard, may I share your company for a short while?
Oh my God.
The hottest shit. Like, oh my God.
I just got chills right here, right now.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm sexy.
I mean, you are.
She turned, viewing him and his intense glaze. His glaze? Why am I like this? Viewing him and his intense gaze, she sensed herself on the cusp of something she couldn't name. Everything she knew about him, from his love of tree houses to his strong sense of caring, made her yearn to know more. Rather than debate the reasons why she shouldn't accept his invitation, she replied, yes.
Yes.
So they go out to that gazebo, you guys.
And this gazebo, this romantic fucking gazebo.
He says, penny for your thoughts. Because she was thinking about the differences between how she feels about him and how she feels about Cole. And how good of a man Cole is, but she doesn't feel about him the way that she feels about Drake.
Yeah.
And he says, penny for your thoughts. And she's like, I was thinking about Cole. And he's like, give me my penny back.
It's so cute. Yeah.
He says, a man convinces a beautiful lady to sit with him in the dark only to be told she's thinking of another man. And then out of nowhere she whispers, I've never been kissed. And he says, ever? And she says, ever. And he says, not even by your intended? And she says, no. He's kissed me on the forehead and cheeks, but not on the lips.
Not on the lips. And so then, tell me about it, Erin.
It takes a while. It does take a while. She goes and sits closer and blah, blah, blah. She asks him about what Raymond meant by like getting on his knees. And she's like, is that bed games? And he laughs so hard. It says he laughed loud enough to startle the moon. And he says, I cannot tell you. That's between you and Cole.
Yeah.
And he says, if you were mine, I would be on my knees right now. Believe me. And then he said, not even the shadows could mask the heat in his eyes. He drew a slow finger over her bottom lip and her eyes closed. May I kiss you instead? He whispered. Val had no barriers left. Yes.
Yeah.
He brushed his lips over her forehead. Were you mine, there would be no secrets, only pleasure.
Oh.
And then he does kiss her eyeballs, which is a thing I really hate.
We don't care. It's fine.
Once you get past that, it's a really good kiss. And then she kisses him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you belong to another, Cherie. You're making me forget that. Whew. And then they part for the evening.
Oh my gosh.
It's hot.
Were you mine, there'd be no secrets, only pleasure. I just can't. The sexual health educator in me is just doing a big sex ed boner. And I don't know what to do about it.
Then a bunch of unnamed, unseen men go and they drown Liam Atwater in the lake.
We don't know what happened to him. All of a sudden, Liam Atwater was gator food.
He got death rolled by those gators. They gave him a chance. They put him in a boat that was sinking, and then they gave him a knife, and they said, if you can get out.
I loved it.
You didn't give Daniel a chance, but we'll give you a chance. If you can get free of your ties, you can get away from these gators. And he does not. And he does get...
He doesn't even get the knife. He's so panicked that he just rolls the goddamn canoe
he got
over.
it. He got it right before the gator got him.
Oh, good.
Because if he didn't get the knife, because I kind of skimmed it and then I was like, no, I want to know if he got that knife because I want to know if they actually gave him a knife or they just told him that they gave him a knife. For some reason that mattered to me, so I went back and I wanted to know, and he did get it.
But then he got.
He did get drowned by those gators. Okay.
He done got. So
the next morning, they have breakfast.
She can't stop thinking about those pirate kisses.
She's so happy about those pirate kisses, but also so embarrassed about those pirate kisses and guilty about those pirate kisses. And then knock on the door. Really guess who it is? Lieutenant Merritt, who is Drake's old
this
boss.
Motherfucker.
And he's like, where were you at 2 a.m.? And Drake's like, here, in bed sleeping. He's like, because that guy got murdered. And remember, you were asking for justice for him, so you probably did it.
Right. And
he's like, nuh-uh.
Prove it, Merritt. Yeah. All right?
And then he leaves.
And whoever did probably got reasons. Okay? So, I don't think we care around these parts.
They have another beautiful conversation. He asks her what her dreams are, and she said that her dream is to teach in a school where girls who like her have no interest in girl stuff can learn about whatever they want because her dad didn't allow her to learn science.
Oh my gosh, it says, at that moment, Drake wanted to give her dreams and anything else that quick mind of hers desired. She was smart, witty, sassy, and, as he learned last night, ripe with passion. He thought back on her sighs during those 2 short kisses, and the memory made his groin tighten in response. Although he told her he wouldn't judge her coal, Drake couldn't imagine being content with passionless kisses on her brow and cheeks.
You're going to stop there? That's when the good shit starts. Were she his, he'd make love to her from sunset to sunrise and then pray for more hours in the day and 2 extra days in the week, and that still might not be enough. What are you thinking, she asked.
Pirate thoughts?
Pirate thoughts.
What kind of pirate thoughts?
And then he tells her it's about making love to her all day and night.
He says, truthfully, making love to you from sunset to sunrise every day. Her eyes closed for a moment. In response, he smiled. You asked, chérie. You guys.
Do it. Do it. Do sex on each other.
Do it. Do sex. For so long. All night.
So then they kind of decide to stay apart a little bit.
Yes.
Like they're going to do some distance. And he kind of talks to his brother or Ray or somebody about this, and like they're going to back off, and he's going to do what's best for her, which is giving her space and not kind of like luring into her something that she would regret.
Yeah.
So then she goes and does that volunteer thing we talked about earlier where like people are applying for money, and also like one lady like walks away because she doesn't want to ask a black woman for money, which is
or like for help with the application.
Help
she doesn't
or whatever
want to...
it is. Yeah. She doesn't want to be embarrassed that she's the one that's destitute and the black woman is the one that's volunteering.
And probably can't read or write.
Oh, God, probably.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? They're helping them fill out the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because none of them can read or write. Even the destitute white folks.
Right. So then her and Sable have a whole conversation about the bureaucratic stuff that we were talking about at the beginning that's so super awful.
Oh, man. The only thing I want to say about his conversation with Ray is like, he says, she climbed trees when she was young. And Ray's like, oh boy, how far gone are you? Because seems like you're pretty far gone. And he's like, far enough. And then when Ray asks what happens when she leaves, Drake shrugs and says, ride north and steal her back. Their grins met, spoken like a true pirate. That Ray says that. Sorry. Okay. And just another thing that I highlighted real quick. It's a good example of of them like wondering about the future, it says that when they were going to go volunteer, Valinda said, wondering if the nation would ever rid itself of the divisive thinking, she left Sable and set off across the field. Ugh. It's like, not yet.
So then happenstance works out somehow that he that little Reba, the cook in the house, goes and is somewhere else. Juliana, the mom, is also somewhere else with her husband. So it happenstance just strikes that it's going to be just him and her in his mom's house tonight.
Right.
So they have dinner. It's very charged, and he's like, "Don't look at me like that. I'm trying to be good and stay away from you."
Yeah.
By the end of this dinner, she's like, "I've got to be honest. What I want is to spend the night with you."
Yeah. She basically says, I'm looking forward to a passionless life, and so I want to know what it is before I enter into that.
You clearly know about bed games. I want to know about bed games.
Yeah.
And he's very are you sure? Because I'm not going to take your innocence. I am not going to have sex with you. That's too far for me as far as morals, because you are betrothed to another man.
Right.
But I will do a traditional Highlander finger banging on you.
Yes, he will. Right in that gazebo.
And she tells him how her mom told her that sex was terrible. So when he says, "I'm not taking your innocence," she's like, "That's fine. I don't want to do that. I just want to do more kissing stuff." Because my mom told
said
me
that was
it's
awful.
so horrible that she has to recite the alphabet while her dad does it, and that she only ever gets to pee.
Oh, and he is cackling.
He thinks that's so funny, but it's not funny. It's a poor woman's life.
Yeah. Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
So we have dinner, and he's like, "I'm going to tutor you on passion after dinner."
And he's like, "I want to caveman carry her up to my room, but I can't because I don't want to scare her away."
So she's on the balcony, and there's the storm clouds are rolling in, and he comes up behind her and he whispers storms coming in her ear, which is
oh my God.
I didn't know that was sexy until it happened, and it was.
I know.
And then the lightning flashes, and they do a make out. Whew. And then they do go into that room, and he asks her if she wants to be clothed or nude. And she's like, clothed, definitely, because that's too much.
And then he says, "I don't want you to be afraid. I want this to be as special as you hoped it would be. If you need us to stop so you can catch your breath, just say so. And at any time, if you want to end the evening, say that too. I won't be angry or upset."
And actually how he asks her that is he says,
sexy.
He says, how do you want to take your lessons? Do you want to be nude, partially dressed, or fully dressed? And when she doesn't say anything, he says, "Shall I strip you bare so I can kiss every satin inch of you?" His voice scalded her, and when he leaned her... Oh, I know why I highlighted this. It was not because it was hot. It was because it was a confused his voice. But that was hot.
It was hot.
But also, his voice scalded her, and when he leaned her back against his rock-hard shoulder...
I was confused about this, too.
And took her nipple into his mouth...
How did he get down there?
Boong Bong logistics with Erin, it's back.
Yeah.
What? He's so big, she's so small. How is she... Is she
how can
is it her butt on his shoulder? How is that happening? Down? Is it her low back that's up? It can't be. It can't be. I think this is a mistake.
But also, how did he crane his big body? How did he hunch enough to get his head all the way over her shoulder and onto her nipple?
It can't be a hunch because we're looking. It's the hunch would have to be from shoulder to head. It's a full, it's a neck hunch, right?
I thought so.
Because if he hunched with his back, it would just push her further forward.
I don't know. He's like a flamingo in this scene.
I don't understand that.
Bing boom bong confused.
It is a confuse. It is a logistics problem. It is also hot
so
that I did
hot.
not mind.
So hot. Didn't care. Nipple play.
Gets
into
those
it.
boobs out.
That's right.
Gives her that finger banging. It is a beautiful scene.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
And she falls asleep.
And she has her first orgasm.
Arms afterwards, yes.
And they're sitting in a window seat right now, you guys. And so he just falls asleep in that window seat with her on his lap. And he is just so big and strong that he's fine.
Yeah.
Okay? everybody?
And then in the morning, the brother is like, knock, knock, knock. Good morning. I do see that you guys are curled up together. Definitely having had done
looks like your tits out for Drake.
Bad games, and also your tits are out. So, like, if you guys could please, like, get your shit together for, like, half a second, your fiance is downstairs, bitch.
Yeah, there's a bit of a fiance situation.
Put your boobs back in. Do your hair.
Tits out for Drake!
Because Cole, your betrothed, is downstairs.
That's the one.
But, like, of course, like, I was 100% sure, oh, yeah, the fiance is going to show up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then,
Drake is mad because he had a whole romantic morning planned for them.
Yeah.
Okay? He wanted to make her breakfast and do some more canoodling, but now Cole is there, and so Drake is pissed.
Well, not just Cole is there. Cole and Lenny are there, so you can know where this is going. Did you see this a million miles away? I was like, oh, this is a convenient. But okay, all right. It's a too much convenient. Because I just feel like it is. Because
gay people
Valinda
existed.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I just feel like Valinda has known this the whole time, and it's not until Cole darkens their doorway that she's like, hey, reader, I just wanted to let you know Cole is gay for Lenny, his business partner, and this is just an arrangement so that he can be gay with his business partner, and I can get away from my dad. This whole book has been like, get away from my dad, get away from my dad, get away from my dad. And then all of a sudden, when it becomes a big obstacle, it's like also gay.
Erin, no. There have been... You might have herbsed it, okay? And I'm calling you out. But there have been breadcrumbs about this for the whole thing. She's talked about how neither of them... Partner? No. She says that neither of them are physically attracted to each other at all. She says that he's never, ever kissed her, like, in any kind of way or shown any interest. Drake says that he cannot imagine a single man on the planet not wanting her.
All right. Okay. I didn't herbs all this, but I was just like, he sucks, I guess. I don't know.
No, he doesn't. He's her GBF.
That's fine.
Okay?
But I was just like, maybe they're not for each other. There are many men in the planet, inside the planet, apparently in this planet that we live on, that might be like attractive, but I'm not into. Like I see that. Like I just thought they weren't into each other.
No, but like on a desert island or a deserted island, you would bang. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
I'm probably never gonna bang my GBF because like he's not into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you put two semi-straight people on a deserted island together, and they'll, like, put their parts together at a certain point.
I don't know if I believe this proposition, but...
I do. Yeah.
All right. So, that's basically the situation.
Yeah, and so then Drake does a rude. Drake does a big, I'm a surly bear, and you're in my house.
He does not follow through on his promise not to be not rude to Cole.
Yeah, but he does immediately backtrack and apologize to everyone.
Yes.
He was hangry. I don't know.
Because Cole's such a nice, good dude. Like, and he feels like a complete dick for this.
Obviously.
So they excuse themselves and talk, and Cole and Lenny have gotten the dollars from Paris, but the newspaper that they are able to buy is in California.
Yes.
Or as they said it at the time, which is Zorro Times, California. And I wish it was, I won't say I wish it was still Zorro Times, but I do wish that it was times like...
Where we could say like that?
I feel like it, here's what I wish. I wish that it was Zorro Movie Times.
Ooh.
And that we could just all say California.
California.
And we could do tangos. That's what I want.
And that we all had Catherine Zeta-Jones's wardrobe in that movie.
Yes.
That's what I want.
And I want somebody to do a Z on my nightgown like that and have it fall off. I want somebody to do a Z on my nightgown with a sword.
That's all I want. What do you want?
And I wanted that for Valinda, but I understand that New Orleans is also great.
Yes, absolutely.
So is Drake. But, you guys know of a book that's set in Zorro Times? Because I do love Zorro. Please tell me.
Please tell us about a Zorro Times
Zorro romance. I would like to read it. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
This sounds like I just watched Zorro, and I have not seen that movie in 15 years. Okay.
It's been a minute. At least 9 years
California.
For me.
Okay. Okay.
So then Lenny fucks off so that she and Cole can catch up more. And Cole's like, hey, girl, if you're not going to marry me, because it seems like you're not going to. It seems like you're going to stay here. It seems like you really like it. It seems like that big bear of a man really likes you too. And if that's the case, your dad's going to be fucking pissed. And he's going to show up to abscond with you. And she says, I mean, here's the thing. If I lived in America Times, you just stop writing. What's the problem? Yeah. Your family never hears from you again. And you disappear.
Send a text to dad.
Yeah.
It's just like Valinda died.
Valinda died. Bye.
She died. Bye.
And then send a text to your sister via the wire that's like, hey, sis, not really dead. Come visit anytime.
Yeah. Done. This would be so easy to fake your own death in America Times.
You guys, it's America
There's
Times
not even
right
like
now.
social security numbers or whatever.
No. Shit got lost everywhere.
Yeah, all the time.
I mean, as is evidenced by all the letter writing
You could just
that's
be
currently
like,
happening.
my name is Betsy now. And then that is your name.
Hi, Betsy.
You just
Great
get to
meet
be
you.
Betsy now.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. I mean,
until you want to be Miranda.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hi, my name is Miranda.
And everybody's
like, great.
Nice to meet you.
Great to see you.
We're so happy about your new life.
Yeah.
95% of America Times was terrible for women and a lot of other people too. However, that part of America Times where you just get
really
to
nice.
fake your own death like every 5 minutes, great.
Yeah.
I don't know why Valinda doesn't do that, but...
I know. Anyway, she does write that letter though.
Cole and Drake have a little chat where Cole's just like, it's very clear you're in love with her. How long has this been going on? What's happening? And I'm cool
also,
with
I'm
it.
very supportive.
Yeah, and it seems like she's probably going to stay here in New Orleans. She's made her decision. She's just trying to let me down gently. Congratulations. I hope you guys have lots of sex and babies.
You goddamn breeders, Cole says.
Then Drake feels like a pretty big silly.
Yeah. Oh, and Cole also says, hey, P.S., her dad is going to do this. You need to make sure it does not happen. You need to do whatever you have to do to make sure that her dad does not take her away.
I want you to know that in the interest of time, we are skipping a segment entitled Medals of Honor with Erin, and we're moving on. So I want you to know that, Melody. All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So now Drake takes Valinda to show her this house that he's building for himself.
Yeah.
And there's this joke about like, oh, no, wait, I don't know. At one point, he says he has a surprise.
Yeah, no, because in later on this chapter, it gets burnt the fuck down. So yes, she has to see it before
this is the time. So he says he has a surprise, and then Sable tells about a time where like Raymond or somebody else said that they had a surprise, and it was a two-headed frog. So there's this running joke about like...
I think Lil Reba says that.
Maybe. Yeah. But there's this running joke about like every time Drake says that he has a surprise for her, she's like, is it a frog? Is it a two-headed frog? So you guys,
I would love to see a two-headed frog.
There's frogs in this book. If you need to read this for the embrace, there's also French people in this book, but there are also actual literal frogs. So double.
Oh, sure. Plus, that's a slur now, I think.
Yeah, we didn't know about that. But it was in that book, and we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But there are real frogs in this book, so read it.
And there's French stores.
Yeah. There's a lot of French stuff in this book.
It's hitting all the points here.
Yeah. Language, words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he takes her over to his property because he's going to show her the rail cars that he's going to turn into classrooms for her. And she is very excited about this. And she like cries and hugs him and like falls into his arms. And she's like, this is the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me or given me or anything. And it is a big romance.
Yeah. They do a kiss, don't they? I think they do.
Yeah, they do a sweet kiss. Yeah. They do a sweet one.
A church kiss.
Yeah.
So then he gets word that tonight all of the defenders of the cause, which are like the KKK, or maybe it's before the KKK. Maybe this is the KKK, but it's before. But I don't know history very well, so I'm sorry.
And it's like awful neonatal state. Ugh.
Yeah. So they're going to come and
I wish that had been aborted. Am I right?
Yeah. They're going to attack Drake.
The Leveques. They don't know where, though.
Right. So he decides to hole up in his mom's house because that's the big house that they want to protect. And he gets all his friends to come. And
Hugh comes
with
his
brings
burly ginger ass.
Which becomes very important that Hugh comes and his group comes. And they're, I think, mostly white or somewhat white.
Yeah, they're mixed, but there are white men there.
There are white men there, which becomes important. And then, like, all of Drake's friends that he's, like, helped out in the community for so long,
and then,
like, show up.
Freedmen that he's never met before show up because they, like, the Leveques have done so much for the community.
Yeah.
that they're like, we'll defend you till the day we die.
Yeah.
And so these motherfuckers ride up. They start like doing horns.
Did you know this reveal?
It's a big terrorism
beforehand when they said that the leader is smart? The leader of them is smart, and I was like, oh, that is that lieutenant. That has to be right.
Yeah, it's definitely the guy that always closed the Freedmen's Bureau at 2 or 3 p.m.
in the afternoon because he wanted to like have a late lunch or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't want to help anybody because he's a goddamn white supremacist.
Yeah.
So there's 40 strong posted up all around Mama Levesque's house. And these motherfuckers ride up and they're not prepared to take on 40 strong. And pirates do not take any prisoners, everybody. Okay?
No. Yeah.
So you want to come and burn down my house?
You want to come for Drake? You're going to get murdered dead in self-defense.
You're going to get shot. And that's right.
They unveil it and it is that lieutenant. And then he's like, oh, God, I don't know what's going to like happen if they're going to try to put me on trial. And then he realizes that there are white men here, which are the only voices that apparently matter in court in 1867. So it'll be okay. There will be people to testify for him.
And it is very quickly okay.
Yeah, it's fine. And then off in the distance, he does see that his house is on fire.
Guys, there's more smoke.
Yeah.
He smells all the smokes, and his in-progress house is burned to a crisp all the way down.
Yeah. And then somebody, probably Hugh, they say they'll just go inside and drink. They call them cochons, which is pigs in French.
Yeah,
I know that from my time in New Orleans because there was a great restaurant named Cochon. It was all pig meat. It was delicious.
Yum. Yummy porks.
Okay. So, very bad day for Drake.
Yeah, he has to go clean up all the rubbles.
Mm-hmm.
And try to, like, all of his work crew get there to finish up this gorgeous house, and they cannot believe what's happened. And then the family comes, and Val comes, and it's obvious that even though she has a lunch date with Cole and Lenny, she doesn't want to leave his side, and he can tell, and she, just wants to stay and do a comfort and a help. And it's really sweet.
They talk in the gazebo for like a long time about just like random shit that is not all of this mess. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
And then they do another finger bang. Inside, even though they were very tired, but then they try to kiss goodnight, and then it like ignites like the sex times.
Well, and she's been asking a few people like what love is, because she asked Cole because he's in love with Lenny, and he gives her a description, and then she realizes after this night of terror that she's wondering if she's in love with Drake. Right. She's on the wonder train.
Well, and she's thinking about what's going to happen when her dad finds out that the marriage is broken. Like, how is she going to get out of this situation?
Yeah, and there's another really good traditional Highlander finger banging.
It's good.
Yeah.
The next thing that happens is he just works all day and night on that school, and he fixes it up, and now she's got her boxcar school, and he takes her out there and surprises her, and she cries, and they kiss, and it's beautiful.
Wonderful.
But then she gets a wire from her father that says, you need to come home. And she wires back and says no. And then she knows he's going to be down here in about 10 days. And so she's got to figure something out.
Yeah, and they also say goodbye to Cole and Lenny, so they're not going to be in the book anymore.
They're gone.
Go off to
They take
California.
them to the train station. They're going to go to California, and I hopefully find like an Antonio Banderas third, and then they're just going to like cut each other's clothes off with Z's and like wear masks and just have an accent, and it's going to be great.
I know that's what happens. Yeah. I'm sure of it.
It's going to be awesome.
Also, William Nichols, it's a tiny side plot, but William Nichols boards a whites-only streetcar with two of his white supporting friends, two allies, and he is arrested for disturbing the peace. And by the end of the book, that turns into more protests and everything, and they succeed in desegregating the New Orleans streetcar system.
And that's all real.
Yeah, that's all real. Yeah, really cool.
She says,
so now
may
Juliana's
I ask you
like
something?
Yeah.
And she asks him to marry her temporarily.
Yeah, they're having like a nighttime chat.
Yeah. And she's like, will you marry me temporarily? And he says, could I marry you
foreversies?
Just regular type.
Right.
And then she kind of is like, oh, I don't know. I don't want a husband. I've never wanted to be tied down. I don't really have an answer for you. And he gets really mad.
Yeah, he feels rejected.
And she hurts his feelings.
And that makes sense. And she feels really bad because she's like, I think I might want to, but I just was really put on the spot. And like, we haven't really had a chance to talk about what being married would look like.
Right.
And it seems like being married to you would look like equality and partnership, but I don't know if that's going to change.
Yeah.
You know, like I just need assurances.
And so he's like hurt and he goes away, and then
Juliana, a big mad.
Oh man, Juliana tells her about how like his brothers ate his duck one time. You guys, it's just real sad, and we don't have time for it. But it's just about how those brothers ate his duck and how he was so sad about it. And then also how his dad died, but it's mostly that duck that really got to me, and how Juliana is just saying, what?
It's all about how Drake is more sensitive than he seems.
Sensitive and he hurts easily, but honestly, your dad dying and somebody eating your duck are things that I think would hurt anybody, and you don't have to be a super sensitive for that to be true. Because I got pretty upset. Okay, so... They, what if somebody ate Rooster?
I hear you.
Okay,
so then he says, tell my mom that she's going to have a temporary daughter-in-law. Because yes, I will marry you, even though I'm really hurt right now, and that's fine. It's not about me. It's about keeping you in New Orleans. Okay, bye.
Right.
And so Juliana, they're all sitting there, and she's like, we should go shopping. And actually, am I skipping ahead?
Yeah, basically, you can fast forward to the shopping. Like, they're going to shop for wedding dresses, but also, like, many other things.
Well, because Juliana's whole thing is, if your dad comes down, we need to make sure he gets hot goss that you guys are in love and doing it for real. Because otherwise it'll just look fake.
The only thing that really happens between now and then is like the school opens, the kids come. We find out that cigar lady ran off with the other guy. It's stuff that doesn't really matter for the core plot. No, Melody. No. I tried to bury it in the middle. No. Nope.
I'm just saying that their relationship will not be legal until 1967, which is a full century after this happens. And that is fucked up.
It's a problem.
All right.
And the cigar man, he sent the Pinkertons after them, and hopefully we wish them Godspeed, and hopefully they made it. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, hopefully they're like, we're Barbara and Tim. And everybody's like, excellent. And they were never seen again.
Yes. Okay. They can't change their races, which is always going to be a problem. No matter where they go, people are going to be sending those Pinkertons. So,
but if they go to Canada, maybe that was better there.
They were maybe running to Canada, where it was cool.
Yeah, and I think America's Hat was cool with that.
Yeah.
We just lost so many Canadian listeners.
No, we didn't. We make fun of them all the time. No, we make fun of those Canadians all the time, and they're so nice. They stick around.
They don't even care. Okay. All right, so then now Juliana says you got to go shopping because you need to bandy your partner around town, I think is the phrase.
Right.
Bandy?
She just said she's going to buy a bunch of shit. And Valinda isn't too cool with this because she doesn't like charity, but she just kind of has to suck it up.
Well, and Drake is like, you're not paying for it, mama. I'm going to pay for it since after all, she's going to be my wife. Ah, it's so sexy.
So... They do the shopping.
No,
I think it's on the
how
way
dare you?
To the shopping.
In the carriage. On the way. He's doing a big
hear
mad
my
at
words?
Her. You're right.
I think it is on the way to the shopping.
Okay, wait. Also, the other thing that happens is that he buys her a wagon and a set of horses, even though he's super mad.
You on the way. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say buys her some dresses, and I was going to say, how dare you on the way to that stuff happens. Full circle. No, he does get her that wagon.
We're so good at this. Okay.
Yes, we are. All right.
Professionalism was last year.
Inside the wagon, the love happens. What?
So he does a big apologize because he's like, I've been a dick. We didn't really talk about how much of a dick he's been, but he's been a big cold shoulder.
He's kind of been a cold shoulder, yeah. But also a hard, muscular shoulder that you can lean on it, and then he can
just
also
flamingos down to your nipple
your boobs.
In all the best ways. So he's like, he does a big apologize, and she says, I think that was really hard for you to say, and I really appreciate it, and I forgive you. And also, I think maybe I want to stay married to you. And he's like, pull her into my lap and kiss her to death. And then he says,
he's so
is
happy.
This a good time to tell you that I'm in love with you? And she says, I'm in love with you too. And it's love. It's love. It's love. Okay. So
his joyful roar startled the birds in the trees into a panicked flight.
I'm into it.
So she gets those dresses. The Creole lady is mean to her, and she's mean back, and it's great.
She sets her down.
Because all the Creole ladies are very jealous because the Levesque men keep marrying women of low class.
Or women who just aren't their daughters, but also that.
Fair enough. Well, the only two that are married are Raymond, and now Drake, and Raymond married a freed slave, and now this one isn't, Okay, so, but tonight he's going to really apologize, and the way that Levesque men apologize is on their knees.
You guys, begging her pardon. And so he rucks up her skirt, and then he's like, hold on to your skirt for me. And she is a big confused, but a big excited.
She says, what are you doing? He chuckled softly. You were the one with all the questions about a man being on his knees to make his apology, weren't you? Yes, but she viewed him in the moonlight with wide eyes. Do you want your apology? Oh, do you want my apology or not? Lie back and let me pay my penance.
Pay my penance. Oh my God.
It's cunnilingus, you guys.
It's so good.
If you guys are out there being like, what is bed games? I don't understand. What is on your knees? That is what it is. So
that's what it is.
Word up to our 11-year-old listener.
That's the one.
You figured it out. All right.
Oh, hi, sweetie.
Hi. We're glad you're here, but please listen to more age-appropriate shows. Okay. So. All right. Oh. This part.
Then it's breakfast time. No. Everything happens at breakfast.
Yeah, it is breakfast time. Sorry.
So all of a sudden, her dad rolls up and he's like, get in the house and get your stuff. No.
They get married first. Melody.
Do they? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
So the first thing that happens is she's teaching school and this old lady comes. I'm sorry.
I have to talk about.
But this old blind lady.
Miss Delia.
This man carries this frail old blind lady to the school, and Valinda is like, I'm not qualified to teach a blind woman how to read. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know Braille.
And she says she is just there because she can be, and her whole life she's never been allowed to go to school. Oh, wait, let me just read it.
Yeah, please just read it, because...
She says, that's okay, I'm not here to learn. I'm just here because I can be. Spent my whole life wanting to read. Figured it must hold power if the masters didn't want us to learn how.
Oh my God.
When my grandson told me there was a school being taught by a pretty little colored lady, I told him I wanted to come. So don't mind me, Miss Lacey. That's Valinda's last name. You teach. I'll sit here and listen to you and enjoy the other folks getting to learn.
Oh my God.
This is the side stuff that's in this book.
Yeah. And she comes until she literally dies. Okay.
All right, now it's the wedding.
Together.
She gets married in this beautiful gold dress, and it's hot, and they kiss at the end. Then that dad blows up to the place.
They have their wedding night. Fuck you.
Oh, God.
Also, fuck them. Games. Am I right?
They do have penetrative sex on that wedding night. Oh, remember she takes off her dress and she's just wearing gold bejeweled garters underneath and no drawers or whatever.
She hasn't been wearing any drawers all day.
And
he says,
he's like, have you just not wearing the underpants all day long? And she says, pirate wives get to do that. Hot, Valinda.
And he says something like, come over here and let me show you what happens to pirate wives who keep secrets all day, or something incredibly hot.
It's hot.
Oh, these two.
And she gets to see a naked man for the first time.
Yeah. And let's review. He's riveting. Okay?
Yes. He's hot. And then they get done and he's like, how do you feel? And she's like, can we do it again? And he's like, you are a pirate wife.
It's a yum. Okay, and then that dad shows up because it's breakfast time.
And he's like, I'm dragging you back. Here's an old man that is here to marry you because I've got to settle my gambling.
Question mark? Reverend?
That's a reverend. Whew.
How dare you treat ladies like this or people or your flock or whatever. You should be above shit like this, Reverend. No? I don't know.
And basically this ends with, she's like, I have a husband. I've gotten married. I'm good. Fuck off, Dad. And the dad raises a hand to strike her.
Yeah.
And Drake like gets in his shit and like pins him up against the wall, and it's hot.
And he's choking him.
And then, that dad fucks off.
No. No. How dare you? Caroline, her sister, gets to have a big family set down because her old geriatric, probably abusive husband just died. So she's in mourning wear. But the dad goes out because we find out that the only reason he wants her to marry this reverend is because he has a secret gambling problem. Right. And he owes the reverend. What? Isn't that illegal
I don't know.
In Christianity times right now? I don't know. Something about money lenders and temples, probably. It's confusing. But so he owes him $600 and he's going to trade his daughter for him. So he runs out to like try to track down this reverend because he leaves in a huff. And then the daughter's like, I can't believe that you did this to me, Mom, because the mom is sitting right there. And the mom is like, sniffle, sniffle. I didn't have a choice. You know how your dad is. And then she's like, I took all the money out of my husband's bank and I'm never coming home and I never want to see you or Dad again. And I'm like, here for it, Caroline. You set your boundaries. You deserve this.
Good job, Caroline.
And then Drake is like, you can stay with us until you pick a direction or forever. And it's hot. And then they fuck off. Oh, and the dad says, you're dead to me.
She's like, yeah, you should have done that already. Should have done that fake death.
Yeah, she says, that's okay because I have a husband who loves me and I have a life here that I enjoy. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then that is your choice. Goodbye. And it's wonderful.
Hot.
So here's my theory, Erin. She loses.
Oh, God. I don't know.
I don't know if it's Cole or if it's that lady from the beginning.
What lady from the beginning?
That was a type of love. The one who died, who like showed her kindness and generosity and then died.
That lady.
I mean, they didn't know each other well, but it was very loving the way in which.
But that had already happened by the time that she saw that fortune teller. So why would the fortune teller say you will lose a love?
Oh, fuck, you're right.
But I feel like she didn't lose Cole's love.
Exactly. She didn't lose him. He moved away.
She did reject him.
And she did reject him, but she did reject her dad harder. But my question is, was that even love?
No, that's what's
like,
weird.
She has love for her dad,
rejected him.
But he obviously doesn't love her.
Is it the love of her mother that she loses?
No.
But then it's not in order. Miss Bev, you're not
Miss
listening
Bev, we
to
don't know
this.
which
There's
one
no
it is.
fucking way Beverly Jenkins listens to this. But listener,
what do you think?
What do you think? Like, maybe ask Miss Bev, but like ask her in a way where you don't tell her that like we don't know.
We're the dummies who don't know.
Because she does not suffer fools, and we are fools.
Yeah, we can't be like this around Miss Bev. I mean, we are her acolytes, and we will worship her until the end of days. And so she
was on a panel at KissCon, and she just walked off. Because she didn't have anything to say. She's like, I'm gonna go outside.
That's right.
I don't have anything to say. That's the level. So like, be cool. Like
she went outside to smoke, Erin.
Yeah.
I don't know why I find that so hot because I hate smoking. But like, even Miss Bev makes me think smoking
she did not
is okay.
come to the Sunday morning thing where we all had signed copies of this book on our table, signed by Beverly Jenkins. Yeah. She didn't come because she wanted to watch her like March Madness football teams.
Good.
Or April Madness?
March Madness is
I don't
basketball?
know. Oh, I'm sorry. A college basket
sport.
A college basket sport was on, and it was the one she likes, whichever one that is. And she told me, because I said something about see you tomorrow at the breakfast to her. And she said, oh, I'm not going to that because I've got the and it was the team name,
Sports
and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, okay, good luck with your frogs or whatever. Like, I had no idea. Okay, we're done. Bye. We're done.
So they live happily ever after, and it wraps up with their
she
students.
Does see that rapist again. He does beat her up, and she is pregnant at the end.
No.
Melody. She has that baby. It's 9 pounds. She loves it. The end.
Yeah, Okay, all right. She does beat up that rapist. He doesn't beat her up.
No, I said that. I thought Drake beat him up.
She hits him with a shovel.
Yeah, she did.
No,
yeah,
she hits him with a shovel.
Around. Abraham Lincoln's there.
And
Listen,
she's saved by a freedman named Abraham Lincoln.
And then that baby comes out, and it is big.
No,
it's true. That is the last sentence of the book. And then a big baby came out of her. I swear to God, that is the last line of the book.
Anyway, it's really cute.
She had a son. They christened him Raymond Drake Levesque. He weighed 8 pounds 9 ounces and came into the world roaring like a bear. That is the last line of the book. She had a baby. It was a big one. If I ever write a book, that's how I'm going to end it. And they had a baby. It was a big one. It's for you guys who need a baby at the end.
I can't wait.
All right.
I can't wait.
Do you have a lady love?
Today, I had coffee for the first time in a month, which was its own miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I went to the gym and I rediscovered my love of weightlifting. HBs, if you want to feel like Wonder Woman, have a big old cup of coffee when you haven't had caffeine for a month. And then you go pump some irons, I think is how it's called. You pick up those things and then you put them back down. And then you pick them up again. I did some power lifts, power thrusts. I did.
Is there going to be a meme video of you lifting weights on Reddit of like, what's this chick doing? Power thrusts?
Probably. I did some deadlifts. I did some squats, all with the bar. I did that. Maybe it's called a clean and press. A press and clean. Is that laundry or is that weightlifting? It's where you go from your waist to your shoulder and then your shoulder up in the air and then back down and then up and then up and then back down and back down. Mm-hmm. That one. I did a few of those. I just picked up heavy things and then I put them the fuck back down and I felt so strong. So, yeah. That's my lady love. Do that. Lift them up and then put them back down.
I got some eyeglasses that help my eyes not get tired when I look at the screens, and that's all that they do.
Ooh.
It's those ones that are a little bit yellow. They're from Felix Gray, I think. But they really helped me out yesterday because I worked like really late last night and my eyes hurt bad and they were like red, and my friend commented on it and I realized that I had those glasses and they had just been sitting in my drawer, and they're good for you and you should wear them if you're looking at screens.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I actually have one more lady love.
What? Melody.
Here's my last lady love. It is a Book Riot article that was written today as of recording. It is 12/29/20 and it is called 15 Must-Read Black Authored Historical Romance Novels of the Last 25 Years. Carol Bell wrote it. And it has some incredible titles on it, including Night Song by Beverly Jenkins and That Could Be Enough by Alyssa Cole. That's a Revolutionary War Times book.
American Times.
With two ladies. It is also American Times, yes. But it's during the Revolutionary War. It's a really good roundup of 15 incredible books. A Delicate Affair by Lindsay Evans is on there. So look up that article. I'll link it in the show notes for you. Don't worry.
Because it is February 29th and not December 29th, as Melody just said in her lady love.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Oh no. I need to go to bed. Keep being a badass.
And love your smell as much as you love leaning back on somebody's shoulder, but then also having them like extend their neck down and like flamingo down around you to suck on your boob, which you probably would
suck
like.
On that titty.
Yeah,
I would like it.
Love yourself that much. Do it.
That much.
Yeah.
That much contortionist deliciousness.
So much.
All right.
Bye,
Erin.
Bye, Mel.
Hey, you. Yes, listener, you. Are you loving the show? If so, please leave a rating and review in your podcast app. The 90 seconds you take to say something nice not only helps new people find the show, but it makes me super smile over at HBHQ. Also, I've had a few people ask, and the answer is yes. We are still doing the 5-star bribe. If you leave us a review with 5 stars, then we'll do whatever book you want. We're real deep into the list, though, so it might be a while. Lilas! Okay, back to the show.